Welcome, future teacher. This lesson is proudly presented by TeacherPreps.com. The Assessment of Professional Knowledge, Elementary NES 053 exam, has two constructed response questions. In this video, I'll detail exactly how to write a passing response for the case study constructed response. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to structure your response, what to include, and how scorers evaluate your answer. Let's get started. So what exactly is a case study on this exam? A case study presents a realistic classroom scenario with several documents for you to analyze. You'll typically see background information about a teacher and their students, along with 2 or 3 supporting documents. These documents might include a dialogue between teacher and student, samples of student work, observation notes, or data tables showing assessment results. The key thing to understand is that you must use evidence from these documents in your response. This is how you demonstrate professional knowledge. The case study has 2 distinct parts, Part 1 and Part 2, and you need to address both completely. Let's talk about how long your response should be and how to structure it. The exam specifies 200 to 300 words for each constructed response. This translates to about 3 focused paragraphs. Here's the structure I recommend. Your first paragraph should address Part 1 of the assignment. This is typically about 80 to 100 words, where you identify something specific and cite evidence from the documents. Your second paragraph begins Part 2, where you describe your recommended strategy in about 60 to 80 words. Be specific about what the teacher should actually do. Your third paragraph completes Part 2 by explaining why your strategy would be effective, connecting it to educational theory or research, another 60 to 80 words. This 3-paragraph structure ensures you address all parts of the assignment within the word limit. Now let's talk about how to actually start your response. One of the biggest mistakes test takers make is wasting precious words on lengthy introductions. Don't do this. You have limited words, so make everyone count. Instead, jump directly into answering Part 1 of the assignment. Start with a clear statement that directly addresses what the prompt is asking. For example, if Part 1 asks you to identify an area where a student needs support, your first sentence should name that area. Then immediately follow up with evidence from the documents. Reference specific details like quote marks around dialogue, specific scores from data tables, or observations from teacher notes. This direct approach shows scorers that you understand the task and can support your claims with evidence. Let's break down exactly what to include for Part 1. First, provide a clear, specific answer to whatever the question is asking. If it asks you to identify a need, name that need explicitly. Don't be vague. Second, support your answer with evidence from multiple documents. Reference at least 2 of the documents provided. Mention them by name, such as shown in Document 1 or the exit ticket data reveals. Third, explain how the evidence supports your answer. Don't just list facts. Show your reasoning by connecting the dots between what you observed in the documents and the conclusion you're drawing. This combination of claim, evidence, and reasoning demonstrates the professional knowledge scorers are looking for. Now for Part 2, which typically asks for a strategy and explanation. First, describe one specific actionable strategy. Don't list multiple ideas. Choose one and describe what the teacher would actually do in the classroom. Second, include concrete details. What does this strategy look like in practice? Give a specific example of how the teacher would implement it. Third, connect your strategy to educational theory or research. This is crucial. Mention specific concepts like schema theory, scaffolding, the zone of proximal development, or Bloom's taxonomy. This shows your professional knowledge. Fourth, link your strategy back to Part 1. Explain how it specifically addresses the need or issue you identified. This creates a cohesive response. Understanding how your response is scored is essential for success. Scorers evaluate your response on 3 criteria. First is purpose. This measures whether you fully answered what was asked. Did you address both Part 1 and Part 2? Did you stay focused on the task? Second is professional knowledge. This assesses whether you accurately applied relevant educational theories, research, or best practices. Simply describing a strategy isn't enough. You need to demonstrate that you understand why it works. Third is rationale and support. This evaluates whether you provided sound reasoning backed by specific evidence. Did you cite the documents? Did your logic make sense? To score well, you must demonstrate strength in all 3 areas. Missing any one of them will significantly impact your score. Here are my top tips for writing a passing response. First, read all documents carefully before you start writing. Look for patterns and connections between the documents. Second, take a minute to plan your response. Jot down the main points for each paragraph before you start writing. Third, use specific quotes and data from the documents. Don't paraphrase everything. Direct evidence is more convincing. Fourth, name educational theories by their proper terms. Say schema theory or self-determination theory rather than vague descriptions. Fifth, stay within the 200 to 300 word limit. Longer responses aren't better. Scorers value concise, focused answers. Finally, proofread quickly for clarity, not perfection. Minor grammar errors won't hurt you, but confusing sentences will. Let's quickly review common mistakes to avoid. Don't ignore either Part 1 or Part 2. Both parts are required, and skipping one dramatically hurts your score. Don't fail to cite evidence from the documents. This is one of the most common mistakes. The documents are there for a reason. Use them. Don't be too vague or general. Specific answers score better than generic ones. Don't forget to explain why your strategy would work. Description alone isn't enough. You need that theoretical connection. Don't write too much or ramble off topic. Stick to what's asked and stay focused. And finally, don't forget to connect your response to educational theory. This is what demonstrates your professional knowledge. And that's everything you need to know to write a passing case study response on the NES 053 exam. Remember, 3 focused paragraphs, evidence from the documents, and clear connections to educational theory. If you want to practice with realistic case study prompts and get instant feedback on your responses, visit TeacherPreps.com. We have full practice prompts with AI scoring that gives you detailed feedback on purpose, professional knowledge, and rationale and support. You've got this, future teacher. Go pass that exam.